OpenAI just launched the ChatGPT browser. It's called Atlas. And the question is it a useful AI-powered browser? Agentic browser? Does it feel like the next stage in browsing the internet with AI? Are the days of copying stuff back and forth over? Maybe. And maybe most importantly, is this useful as an English learning tool? Let's find out. If you haven't done so already, like button and subscribe, and check out the 90-day program in the links in the description. The core idea that makes an AI browser interesting is that you can use the power of AI without leaving whatever page you're on. Even better, the AI can do things on the page and is aware what you're trying to accomplish and can help you accomplish those things. So even if it doesn't have an agent inside, it should still be kind of like a companion, an intelligent partner or companion following you around the internet. Now, Perplexity launched their browser not that long ago, and I tested it, and I didn't like it at all. They do have a voice mode, which is cool. You can talk to the browser, and it can take actions for you. But every time you click, it starts completely over again, and it just wasn't that aware of what was going on. I didn't find it to be that useful. In fact, I found it to be pretty bad. So what I want to see is, now that there is a ChatGPT browser, is it much better or also bad or what? So let's see what we can do here. I'm on an article about the recent crown jewels, the heist stolen from the Louvre recently. And let's say I'm reading this article and I want to learn something about it. How difficult is it for me to get more context? Well, let's say I just want a word. Okay, brazen. So one thing I can do is I don't know if you can see that, but I can right click and then ask ChatGPT. That opens the side panel thing. And by the way, anytime, actually you can't really see it, but right at the top right here, there is an Ask ChatGPT button that you can click at any time. Now, what I can do here is, well, I could type a request. Here, the text is selected, right? So it knows what selection I've made, and I can then ask a question. Give me an explanation of this word with a few additional examples. And the text is really small, so I'm going to try to zoom in a bit here, but it seems like maybe I can't zoom into the actual, oh, that's weird. I can't zoom into the actual sidebar. That's a little bit odd, but we'll find another way around. So it gives me basically a ChatGPT response here. If I had copied this and pasted it into ChatGPT, this is the response I would have gotten, right? So the definition or definitions and examples. Nothing crazy here, but it does save work, right? It saves effort. Now I can speak, but it doesn't start a voice chat. I can just allow for this. I can say, give me a couple more examples of brazen used in the context of this article. And then I can send that. Basically, it's just like typing with your voice. It's not a live chat. I'm assuming they're going to bring the live chat, the live voice chat in at some point. And then it's just that additional information. Nothing crazy there, right? But again, it does save some work. Now, if I don't select anything and I just say, give me a summary of the article, then it's going to do that, right? And I get a summary of the article. Again, just a regular ChatGPT response. Now, here's one thing I really want to see. If I click on the Ask ChatGPT here, and I'm just going to have to kind of explain what's happening because I know it's so small on screen. If I say, what am I reading about on the other tab, and it tells me about a heist, then it's aware of not just what I'm doing right here, right now when I start a new chat, but aware of more broadly what I'm doing in this whole browser, right, with all the different tabs I have open. So if it talks about the article that I was just looking at on the other tab, that's cool. And this, if I remember correctly, is what Perplexity's browser comment was really struggling with. Okay, so this is just specific to this page. I mean on the other tab. No, so it doesn't seem to be aware of what is happening on the other tab. But maybe I need to turn on this thing called browser memory. It would be weird if I have to select that, but if I do that, is that different? Now tell me, what is open in the other tab? All right, so I just want to see if this can work. Okay, so now that I have memory open, oh, do I need to select this every single time? Browser memory. Summarize this article. So I turn browser memory on. I get the summary. I couldn't find an article in your browser history. I'm in an article right now. The article is here. I'm looking at it. So it was trying to pull something from memory, and so I guess it can only take actions related to memory if memory is selected? That seems really weird. How are these companies still not getting this right? Come on now. All right. So there's no selected text, and I'm going to select agent mode here. Okay? And what I want it to do is take an action on this page. Now, one thing that can be quite useful for a YouTube video, and this is something you've been able to do for a long time, is you can scroll down and click Show Transcript, and then you can literally copy and paste the transcript into ChatGPT or whatever, and then you can create a quiz or have some discussion questions. Google, since this is YouTube, also has this ask thing, and that's actually pretty decent. That's not bad. I can ask about the content of the video. Okay, I want you to find the transcript for this video and then create a list of discussion questions as well as comprehension questions. Okay? Okay, so let's see how well it can handle this. This is a task, a multi-step task, but basically, okay, there's a wacky thing showing on screen. What I see is different. I'm looking at the actual screen. It's doing this kind of animation thing, but it's kind of doing this ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling magical looking kind of pixely thing. And there we go. Now it's done, so it returns it to normal. So it grabbed the transcript, and I opened the transcript. It got the transcript. It created the discussion questions and the comprehension questions. So that is good. That's good. I have to give it to them. That is good. Again, that saves steps. It saves the step of having to click, copy, paste. I think the main value that I'm seeing here so far is reducing steps and making things feel a little bit more native, making ChatGPT feel a bit more built in to the browsing experience. A bit more like a partner on the internet. That's what you want, right? Except I don't want to have to think about memories and what it does and doesn't remember. I just want it to know about everything that's happening on all the tabs. Am I doing something wrong? All right, let's see how good it is at getting on-page information. So I'm going to click on the store here, and this is it's my website because I know the content of my own website very well. So I can validate, okay? Which of the courses here would be best for learning pronunciation? And this is a trick question here, are those courses also included in the 90-day program? This is a trick question. Now, the answer to this question is they're only included, well, one of them is included, but all of them are included only if you finish the 90-day program. It's kind of the reward for finishing. The reward for finishing the 90-day program, 5 courses, 50 hours of videos, the reward you get is you get access to a full year. You unlock a full year at no extra cost. And by the way, I'm going to be uploading new courses in the next few months. So it's going to actually increase in value significantly. Yes, at least some of these are included in the 90-day program. The 90-day program includes 5 comprehensive courses covering the pillars of English fluency. Some of these, actually, no, one of these. Master English Pronunciation Exercises for Perfect Habits, and it has the price there, the full price. That course is one of the 5 courses of the 90-day program. So you could say, yes, one of them is. But all of them are included if you finish the 90-day program and unlock a full year membership. Yeah. And let me just see if it can handle this task. I don't know if I have to click on agent mode, but open open the blog and find the article about ordering at Subway. And congratulations, ChatGPT, you did it. You spent a little bit of time doing it, but you did it. There's the blog post, how to order food at Subway in English. There it is, there it is, there it is. Okay, so agentic browsing does work, but it's a little slow, but it does work. And it's able to, at least in the two things I've asked it to do the things. Now, one other thing we have to test here is writing. According to the demo, if you're working on a text, an email, whatever in the browser, you can quickly select it and get feedback, but especially revisions, a better version. And I want to see what that's like. This is one thing that Apple Intelligence actually does pretty well. I like how Apple Intelligence works, but it doesn't always work because sometimes in Apple Intelligence, if you're in Apple Notes or the Apple email client, you get suggested revisions that you can accept or reject. But if you're somewhere else, not on something built by Apple, and you click proofread, using Apple Intelligence, they just give you the whole thing rewritten and you don't know what was changed. And I find that very annoying and not that useful. So let's see what this is like. So we've got an email here and it's too formal, right? I wish to inquire about my recent order, much to my disappointment. Sounds like Jane Austen, not a concise email written to deal with an issue, right? So let's see what happens if we select this. Yes, so in my opinion, this is too small, but there's a little dot here. Does this make it bigger? No, it doesn't actually. That's weird. And it's a ChatGPT logo. When you click on it, you get basically a little box that says, describe your change. So I might say, make this more modern and concise. Okay, and it should just give me a complete rewrite. Okay, so here's the updated version, and it's leaving my original version intact until I click update, and I want to see what that looks like. Hi, Sandra. I'm following up much better on my recent order. It's 3 days past the expected delivery date of the 3rd. Could you please check the status? Thanks, Luke. Now, I would like to see a little bit more in terms of options like in Canvas. If you use ChatGPT Canvas, they're just things you can click on. Increase the reading level, decrease, make it longer, make it shorter. But you could just type that out. So let me see. Try again and keep the order number separate from the main body. I'm checking in about my order. It was supposed to arrive on the 3rd. That's pretty good. And there's the updated version. So it's decent. I do wish it did it a bit more like Apple. Again, the one good thing, and that's the only thing I can think of, the one good thing about Apple Intelligence is the proofreading feature. When it works, and you can go through and say, accept all. You can reject them. You can go through the changes. So I do like that, but this is not bad. If you're just writing quick emails, if you're writing short text, I think it works pretty well. If this were a very long text, then you wouldn't want to just wholesale accept the whole revision, right? So that would then make it a bit weird. So as a browser, it seems like a pretty good browser. I mean, things seem pretty snappy, pretty intuitive. It doesn't get in the way. So that's good. Now, when it comes to the AI side, I'm kind of conflicted. On one hand, I wish that there was a deeper awareness of the full context. And maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe I haven't clicked the right buttons. Maybe browser memory is the thing and I'm just not doing it right. But if that's the case, is that my fault? Maybe. But I feel like if I want to just do stuff and have my AI browser be aware of everything, it should just do that. It should know what's happening on all the tabs. It should have a memory of the kind of things that I usually need to do, right? And it should just do stuff. If it's really smart, it should just do that. I shouldn't have to click all the right buttons just so that it does that. Again, I'm pretty new to this, so maybe it's me. As far as I can tell, it's not aware of what's happening on the other tab. So that's, I don't know. That will probably improve over time. it would be also very cool to be able to talk to my browser and have it do things with a live conversation. That would be cool, but they just launched it. Personally, I don't think that's a big deal. Where this, I think, does well is saving effort, not having to do so much copying and pasting. Now I do a lot of copying and pasting. Still, in 2025, I don't want to be doing that much copying and pasting. So this looks like it could be a way to not have to do that. Tell me something specific about this web page. Answer this question without having to copy and paste. Look at what I'm doing. Look at this highlighted word. Find this thing for me without having to copy and paste. So that's very promising, and I really like that. And I want to see if it's a good enough experience over time for me to actually switch to using this instead of, let's say, Google Chrome. The other thing that works is the agent feature. The agent feature does work. It does do the clicks. It's a bit slow, and I don't know how useful it's going to be for all kinds of things, maybe very useful. For most of the things that I think I need to do, my feeling is I can just do that faster myself. But maybe that's just me being very limited in how I'm thinking about this. So I need to explore it more and try to request some different tasks that have a lot of steps that I would actually want to do and see how effective this is compared to, let's say, a tool like the agent mode in regular ChatGPT or deep research. And when should I use one or the other? So that's something that I have to figure out for myself over time. I'm not disappointed, but I'm also not blown away. I'm not totally amazed. It's pretty good, and I think it will probably get better over time. I hope. So that's it. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Check out the 90-day program in the links in the description. And I will see you in the next one.